Those are 34s. If you all know Marshalls are between Fender amps. Typically most Fender amps or tubes are based on 606. Marshalls are based on 34s. That's a pretty amazing 34 sound because, man, that's impressive.
We're gonna, Daniel's got, his effects are going into the front of the amp. Some of you guys that have effects pedals will understand there's a difference when you go in a loop than when you go in the front of the amp, right? I've got a good effects loop. I got one pedal in the loop. I'm gonna turn that on. We're gonna turn this off right here just to see. I don't know if there'll be a huge difference, but you go ahead, Daniel, put it in. Messing with the gain structure. And that, let me explain a little bit about the gain structure. When you buy a boost pedal, say a TS-808, you know, the ubiquitous tube screamer, Stevie Ray Vaughan and a bunch of other people made famous. Mostly what you're doing is you're changing your gain structure. You're putting a device between your low output guitar and your low input amplifier, and you're saying, well, instead of 30 millivolts, we're going to kick it up to 3 volts. So you're pounding the heck out of the input of your amp and causing it to overdrive. Well, I'm doing the same thing in the amp itself, so it's not with a pedal, but it's a similar idea. I get to choose there's all kinds of places in the amp that you can do these things to. And so on the overdrive channel, we now have mismatched gain. We got some high gain going in somewhere and it's pushing one of the tubes into clipping, and then somewhere else we're backing it down to control the volume. And then when I hit the boost pedal, it's a similar effect. There's another part of the circuit where that's same thing's going on. So we're playing now with overdrive and boost on at the same time. That's what we were just hearing. Well, I'm going to go back to the overdrive. And one of my goals was to not have radically different sounds, just have different overtones and sustain. So I'm not trying to, I don't want to make the amp be an effect, like an effect pedal. I just want the amp to, you know, stand up with authority when certain functions are engaged. So clean channel, smooth transition in the overdrive, and then all of this stuff is variable with the knobs on the amp, but you can set it to make that smooth transition. It's like, okay, so I just need a little more beat, you know, a little more grit, but same tone. I don't want to mess with the tone. And then with the boost, I need something I can kick up for a lead, or maybe some more sustain. And on top of that, there's a mid control you can pull out and get a different mid-range signature. And there's these two little red knobs here control how much boost you want, and also the timbre of the high end of the boost, because a lot of times that's the thing people have trouble with their amps when they're trying to get an amp to do something in a certain room. It's like, well, it's got too much high end, or it's you know, it's making too glassy a sound when it breaks up. So you can kind of adjust that, and all that works together. Like I said, it's all a system. It depends on the guitar. If I plug another guitar in there,